Like to open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First action, we have public comment. Sheriff Malone wants to address the commissioners. With any other additions, modifications, changes to the agenda? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to accept the agenda as modified.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2-0. Alan, you're the first one up.
Just want to know, I sent an email to you guys with you asked for that plan a while back and I got it to you real quick. I just want to know if you have any updates because we'd like to move forward. And I don't know what you thought about the plan that we put together.
I've seen some things that were missing.
Okay, like, you know,
Gas mileage on an SUV versus a truck versus a car.
Okay.
And also on insurance, leasing or buying. I've seen no figures on that.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I feel the best way to approach that is the leasing because you can get like the Tahoe are running about the same price as a truck right now. And I will tell you that the trade-in is just amazing what they're getting for those. I'm not getting anything for like the Ford, or excuse me, the Dodge Durango, things like that. So.
I think what we're looking for, Alan, is a breakdown. We need to know, each vehicle, what it's gonna cost and make sure they're comparable. I mean, we don't need one vehicle that's a souped up Interceptor type model and the other one's a basic stock off the street. So we have something to compare to. We know what the expectations are as far as servicing, the fuel mileage, the tire replacement, and what you currently have is rolling stock and what your plan is. Are you going to replace these two this year, these two next year, these two? How are you going to do that? What your mileage is, what you have, so that we can see what kind of funding would be required. And myself, I'd like to see you put something together so, maybe it's an 8 or 10 year after you're gone, so that there's a plan in place so the county can budget for the replacement. We know they're going to wear out. We know they're going to be needed.
Yeah.
So if we can implement something that makes some sense so we can plan for it, and then it won't be where are we going to come up with the funding? What are we going to have to take it from? We know it'll wear out. We know we have to replace it.
So if you look at this, the prices are all in there.
Put it on a spreadsheet and break it down the actual cost
You want
to purchase it and the cost of operating it and the expected return. And if you have like a lease, you may reach out to Indiana Bond Bank for free. They've got it on their website. You can just put in what you're looking at and they'll generate. They go out to 10 or 12 different banks and they'll get you an idea of what you're looking at.
Well, I can tell you what we're looking at with the strike and everything like that. I was able to find, you just can't find vehicles right now. And I don't want to badmouth I don't want Dodges anymore. I just don't feel like they're holding them up. I got a truck and it's fine, but these vehicles here, I don't think they are. I was able to we got one in the shop. We just got back today. It was out of warranty, but I called the company and they were going to honor it. And it was going to be a big price tag, but I got that for nothing today. I just feel like the Tahoe is the best way to go. There's no doubt. There's no way. If you look at the prices on all of these and the trade-in cost for those are much, much more. And I think we'll get more bang for our buck by something like that in 4 or 5, 6 years when you're gone or where I'm gone and when they keep going. I don't know what's going to be out in 6 years.
You just need to reduce it down to expectation. But did you just buy a Dodge?
Yes, we did.
Why did you buy a Dodge?
You can't get anything else right now.
I went to car lots last week looking at another vehicle.
I can get them off car lot all day long, but not police vehicles. Not for the prices we're getting. Like everybody wants to talk about the Tahoes. You know, Tahoes right now are like 46,000. You go to a car lot, you're looking at 60, 70, 80.
Is that equipped?
No, it shows in there.
Yeah.
So
So
I
it's
just
a lot
wanted you to look
more
at
than
it, see what you
46,000.
thought. I hope you go through it and see what you thought. I think it was a good thing that they put together.
Who put that together?
Mike Dolan, and he is very, very knowledgeable on vehicles, as well as Eric Dickinson helped out, and Damian Marsh, and we all kind of met a couple times, and this is what we ended up with.
I'd like to see a itemized list of all of your rolling stock, and that will include all your UTVs, ATVs, your vehicles with the make, model, and mileage,
I
where
got
they are located,
them in my
and
office right now.
who is assigned to that vehicle.
And then put that in part of it because you're looking for new deputies and how you're proposing to get those out on the street too. I mean, whether you're adding new ones, you're changing somebody, you're trading these vehicles off, just what your plan is as to how you're gonna approach.
You know, that was my plan when we went through this, when you asked for this and we got this, and I just felt it was a good plan to put together for this. And, you know, I want to look beyond, I'm only gonna be here 3 more years. I want to look beyond that, and that's what I was trying to do. But I can only get 4 and 5 year leases on these Tahoes, things like that.
That's the idea though, is you sit down and say, this is what my expectations are, and then you have something to measure to. And if you decide that the Tahoe is the way to go and that's what you want to pursue and that's what you do, so that you meet the expectations.
Yeah.
And then you can sit back here and you can take a look at it and go, they performed as expected.
Yeah.
They didn't perform, they overperformed.
Right. There's no.
That'll get us to the point, just like right now, you're a little disappointed in the Dodge products. And maybe if you had put something together and established kind of a track record, you may not have purchased the last one.
You should look through there, like the trade-in, the warranty. I just feel that Tahoe is the way to go.
Yeah, just break it down so that we, this is what I estimate paying for it. This is what I estimate at the end of it. Here's what all my costs are gonna be: insurance, license,
Yeah, a lot of that's in there.
tires.
Yeah, a lot of that's in there.
But
So,
break them down in a sheet, compare them all so we know what vehicles
okay.
you're looking at.
Like I said,
It should answer that.
A lot of that's in there. If you look through there, the warranties and things like that, a lot of that's in there. I don't know if I did the mileage. I have to look and see them per gallon. But there was a lot of stuff in there I was hoping you'd look at.
Even
soon.
things, well, I looked at the whole thing. didn't
Yes,
you?
I did, I read it.
But I mean, it comes back again. See, some vehicles take 8 quarts of oil, others take 6 quarts of oil. And then everything then will come in and say, well, we have to change every so often. You'll see what your cost of ownership is. And that's how you determine what the
Okay.
true cost.
I just want to bring it up again.
So,
I'd like to move forward.
give us the numbers.
Okay.
All right. You got any questions, just let us know. Next item we have is the minutes from 10/2/23. And we're gonna take them, are we paid for each one of these two, Chris?
No,
Well, we'll take them separately.
You said we would. pay
If we
for-
get paid for both. we'll
I'm
take
not
them
sure on the minutes. I know on the,
We get paid.
I think
So
you're right.
any additions or changes to the minutes?
Yeah.
Which one?
It's from 10/2/23.
No.
Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to accept the minutes from October the 2nd.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
2-0. Next one is the minutes from 10/6, which is October the 6th.
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
We have a motion. I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
2-0. Chris, you're up for the approvals. First on the payroll.
Payroll in the amount of $160,163.27.
Any discussions, comments?
No.
Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to accept the payroll as stated.
I make a motion.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Health insurance claims, $113,959.13.
Any discussions or comments?
Mm-mm.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the health insurance claims.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Vision insurance.
$87.30.
I'll make a motion to accept that.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Dental insurance.
$127.40.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
2-0. Life insurance.
$1,447.94.
I'll make a motion to accept the life insurance as presented.
I'll make a motion.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. 2-0. Unemployment claims.
$252.97.
I'll make a motion to accept the payment of those unemployment claims.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
2-0. Next one is the approval of the 1017 claim docket.
$93,319.18.
And as we had discussed, that is including a $367.50 payment to one of the vendors, and it's pending the approval from the council at their meeting on Thursday, the 19th.
Yes.
So, any discussions? And if not, I would entertain a motion, I will make a motion to accept the claim dockets pending the 367, everything with the exception of the $367.50 transaction, which should be remedied on the 19th of October, pending the council's approval of additional appropriation.
Transfer.
That's an entire
Transfer. not
Transfer.
appropriate.
Okay, transfer. It's a mouthful.
Mhm.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2-0. Signing of an ordinance to vacate public way. This is this, what's her name?
Stimley or
Stickler. Stickler.
Steckler.
Steckler. We discussed that earlier. It's a road out in the middle of their field that was drawn probably 150, 200 years ago, something to that nature. And it's never been a road and between their ground. So
Yeah, and this ordinance, the first passed public hearing was 9/19. The final passage is today on 10/17.
So we probably need a motion to accept the ordinance and vacating platted street.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion. I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2-0. The next item we have is we have an opening with the resignation of Charlie Ballmaster earlier this year. We opened up a seat for the CVB and we had two applicants. Megan Fritchley was one of them and Kim Hawkins was the other. I want to thank both of them for stepping up and offering to serve in that position. I know Kim from Historical Society. She's very active and she seemed like the never-ending person at the Schweitzer Fest
She's also very active in the museum.
historic. And then, but she was down there nearly every day. They had
Mhm.
the half pot going on.
Yes.
So I would nominate Kim Hawkins to replace Charlie Ballmaster.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
2-0. Next item we have on our agenda is the maintenance contract on the generator. We don't have necessarily a date on that as to when it starts and when it stops, so I would like to get additional information, and I think, Chris, you're gonna check into that.
Mhm.
The one other thing I want to check with Steve Hauser, he had applied for a grant to replace a generator at the courthouse, and how that might interact with this contract, I'm not sure. So if we could check with Steve on the
Yep.
status of that grant to see whether it's been funded, not gonna be funded, or where it actually stands.
When does our contract actually run out?
This is, I'm guessing it's an annual contract, because it says, annual on here.
Yeah, but I don't know what days.
And they don't have any dates on it, that's the problem.
No,
Yeah, like I said, I'm assuming it's an annual, which would be January 1 through December 31st of each year. But like he said, it doesn't say it on here, but the letter states the annual, but I'll clarify that for this year. And enclosed is your invoice for this year. Please return the agreement for remittance. But it really doesn't say.
So we still have time.
Yeah.
And we can get some clarity.
Yeah.
So we'll table that for now. And that's the end of our agenda. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
I'll second it. All those in favor? Aye. 2-0. That's it.